I used to think that Cyber Monday was a day that we all gathered together and showed our appreciation for robots, but apparently it's a day where you just sell stuff cheap online. So I'm going to do that and make all my courses half off, and also talk a little bit about some of the stuff we cover and just like a cool exercise that anybody can use instantly to kind of explore the fretboard a little further. All right? So what we're going to do is going to sound like this. It's simple enough. So it's not just about these two chords and how you can extend them, but it's about thinking about the notes behind the positions, all right? So this is just going to be something in the key of A, all right? The most beautiful of all keys, also the robot's preferred keys, all right? So here's the A, the 5th fret on the E string, pointer finger. I'm not barring it. I'm actually getting an open chord. This is why the cyber robots love this key so much, is because that open B and open E string always just kind of add to it, right? So it's like an A bar chord shape, but I'm only getting 5E, 7D, and A and D, and then 6G. All right? So I'm kind of striking that root note twice, and then getting the full chord, and then following it up with this. Okay? And there's a couple different ways that we can look at this, and this is how this ties in with some of the courses, right? Now, if you're interested in just learning the fretboard, I have a course that's just complete fretboard mastery I do with my buddy Justin, and a lot of that is shape-based approaches to exploring the fretboard. So the one thing that we can do here, we can see this as, some people would see this as a D major arpeggio, right? Because if we start on the 5th fret here, and then go 5, 7, 9, down to 7D, and then backwards, this can just be kind of seen as an arpeggio, okay? And a lot of that class is about just like taking different arpeggios and using them to explore the fretboard. Now, something like that, right? I'm not thinking of this as a D major arpeggio, even though it is. I'm thinking of this as being in A's position, okay? So for instance, if you want to do like a 3-note per string, A major scale exercise, these are the notes of the A major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9, 6, 7. And again, most of the time in the classes, I'm using kind of like to play the major scale, I would do this position. But there's another one with my buddy Davidas, who's just the most insane guitar player ever, where we kind of go over his method that's a little bit more advanced, using 3 notes per string over and over again, right? So we're kind of seeing, or I'm seeing this as an A chord with just some of the notes in the A major scale thrown in behind it. Okay, so there are 2 different ways of kind of thinking about the exact same thing. Like, am I playing an A major chord and then following it up with a D arpeggio? Or am I just playing A major and playing notes in the A major scale behind it? You know, nobody knows except for the robots. You know what I'm saying? We could easily change those notes but keep that rhythm with different notes from that scale, right? Right? But the important thing is you're establishing a chord and then you're playing notes behind it. Now after this, we're going to switch to a different chord. Right? We're going to take this D major 7 chord, right? Really pretty voicing, specifically in the key of A. A, B, C sharp, D, right? D is the 4th note in the key of A. Again, all that stuff is like, you know, if you want to talk about another class is how to jam with confidence, what that I do with my buddy Ian. And a lot of that is talking about which chord you are on a scale and maybe what to play over that particular chord, right? And there's different backing tracks and stuff that go along with that course. So that would be like an interesting way to be like, all right, so D is the 4 chord in the key of A. D can be a major 7 chord, right? So 5A, 7D, there's the major 7. I'm still keeping that B and E string open, right? Because I've explored the fretboard and I know that that B and E are in this key. All right, so I'm just getting the same thing. I'm getting a root, down, up, down chord type deal. And then I'm gonna follow that up with, okay? A similar vibe from the first one, but I'm using different notes, okay? I'm getting the 6th fret, the 7th fret, and then the 9th fret on the D string. Then I'm gonna go to 7, 6 right here, okay? Now, the way you could look at that is another 3 notes per string type deal in D Lydian, which would be the mode that goes along with this. We should talk about modes in all the classes, but basically we can kind of do a different hand shape to kind of give us the notes that are gonna sit in that spot. And I'm just gonna follow it up with the chord. Like that right there. That's what's kind of special about that position is we have what's called a sharp 4. And then we're kind of incorporating that into D's chord, which is what makes it kind of interesting or just different in the key of A. So we've got the key of A. We're gonna switch to the same key but a different chord. I'm gonna try not to flub it. Like that, right? So again, there's just 2 ways of thinking about kind of the same thing, right? We're just doing different chords within the same key and then trying to supplement those chords with different ways to keep us in essentially the same position, right? So these are just 2 real quick examples of doing the same thing. The other course that I have on sale is a fingerstyle one, which again, you can do the same thing. You can do like, you know, maybe like use your, kind of like play those big open chimey chords. Again, key of A is really where it's at, right? And then I really like kind of when I'm playing fingerstyle, I think the best sounding thing that I like doing is taking some of those open strings and then adding them to maybe different bar chord, traditionally bar chord voicings, and then kind of getting that like that with like a B major 7 or a B minor 7 and stuff like that. So again, you know, all that stuff is just kind of we go over in all the different courses. But I did want to do something for Cyber Monday because a lot of people were asking, and I think that's kind of a good way for me to differentiate how those courses are different. Again, there's the jam one with Ian that really focuses on just kind of like what to play with another musician or what to play with yourself if you're like looping something with backing tracks. There's the Master of the Fretboard one with Justin, which again is kind of like a shape-based approach for kind of like being able to sprawl through the fretboard. There's the fingerstyle one with my buddy Kyle, who's a classical guitar instructor that kind of goes over all those basics of techniques and stuff. And then there's the How to Solo Like a Pro one with Davidas, which is definitely probably more of the advanced one because it gets into 3 notes per string and even 4 notes per string stuff near the end. So again, all that stuff is on sale. Click the link in the description if you're interested. And if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. And I will talk to you all soon. And make sure to show your favorite robot some love today.